Look, you might think getting rejected is like the absolute worst thing that can ever to happen to you. And like, I don't mean like in like a, like a personal, he was cute, she was cute, oh, they don't like me sense. But I've worked for myself since 2016. So like from a business standpoint as well, I've been told no from business owners and girls alike more times than I can fucking count. And there's actually believe it or not, that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. It's like, I'll even tell you my own experiences of like how this has affected me. There's benefits to it. And there's something especially called exposure therapy, which is why there is such a benefit to getting rejected. And ultimately, at the end of the day, this is what I'm going to talk about is really going to help you get what you want in life. That's kind of what I help people do, is I just help people get what they want in life. And unfortunately, the more before I go in the video and talk about like my experiences to hopefully relate to you in some way, you guys need to understand this, man, from like an empathy point of view. The more, when you increase your output, whether that's pitching more businesses, that's applying to more jobs, that's talking to more girls, talking to more guys, when you increase your output, the negative ramifications increase as well. You increase your output, you're going to get more positive results, but you're also going to get significantly more negative results. Now, the negative results is what we want to talk about, because that, like I said, you're going to start conditioning yourself over time to start seeing that, hey, what Mitchell's talking about in this video, he's actually right. That used to bother me so fucking much. I used to get in my head about, like, so for example, let me go ahead and talk about that. Let's talk about, I don't know, like let's do girls first, and then I'll tell you about like when I have my advertising agency. We'll talk about the come up from that. So like, girls, if you're a guy watching this isn't my dating channel, that's my first channel. But when you're a guy or a girl, like when you see somebody you like, they get like butterflies on the inside, like, wow, she's really hot, he's really hot, like I want to go and I want to talk to them. Well, there's always a natural fear of rejection that anybody's gonna have to deal with. That's why when you see somebody you want to talk to, like you kind of like freeze up. You're like, oh, I don't really know what to say, I don't know what to do. You start overthinking. Well, it's because your brain is literally telling you like, hey, that person, we don't know that person, that's not safe. So like your brain, like humans, when you get anxiety, your brain's like, hey, that's stranger danger, that's bad, get away from them. That's why you have a hard time approaching people. So like in the past, whenever I saw, like, it's always been easier on like Facebook or Instagram or dating. Like with dating apps, you don't have that where you just swipe, and if they match with you, like, great, they probably like me. And today's day and age, that's not the case. Girls just want attention most of the time. But on I've sent messages to girls on Facebook. Facebook's not a date. They have a dating section, but I'm not messaging these girls on the dating app. I'm literally like DMing them. And so online, because you're not in person, you don't really get that fear of rejection. I might like see a girl I want to talk to, and I might like say, okay, I'll screenshot her profile, I'll send her a message later, and then I never get around to doing it. But I've been, on dating apps, like I might get numbers or I might get matched and then get ignored. I've been matched, I've said a word or two to them, and then I got unmatched. I've gotten phone numbers and I've gotten ghosted. I've gotten like girls I thought were gonna go somewhere and then it went nowhere. So like that rejection right there, it's gonna happen more times than not, and that's always gonna weigh on you. You're always gonna be like, the MGTOW guys, men going their own way. They're just like, fuck, I hate girls, man, fuck them, I don't want to talk to them, be around, they're the worst, blah blah blah. Well, because they've just experienced too many bad things more times than not over like the good things, where that's why they think that way. I even think my stepdad from my mom is saying he's part of that community now. He was married to my mom for 18 years. Like I don't know why he's thinking that way now, but my mom's not bad. But where I'm going with that is that kind of rejection, when you start experiencing that more often for the gentleman, before I go into the business, you're like, dude, you know what? That used to be like a big deal, but now I just don't care. That's, I think, the benefit of getting older is you just stop giving a fuck. That's why getting rejected is good for you, because in the dating sense for both men and women, when you reject somebody, that might be difficult at first, but then you're starting to filter out people who you can already tell is not going to be good for you. But when you get rejected, you might beat yourself up at first. You might start thinking, if you're anything like me, I remember, I'm gonna get a little personal here. I remember I've always been like a big overthinker, and And part of that overthinking is I was like, if I did something wrong, I would always think like, oh fuck, man, it must have been something I said. Like if we look at like the matches on Hinge, for example, or like I went on a date with 2 girls recently that pretty much said like they don't like men, and I'm like, I didn't find that out until I was on the date with them, and I'm like, why the fuck are you even here if you don't like men? And now I'm wasting my time. And those dates with those girls, guess what? They didn't go anywhere after that. So where I'm saying is like, I used to think that like if I sent that girl a match on Hinge and then I got unmatched, or I was talking to her and I had one girl that was really good, and then I apparently found me online, and then all of a sudden was like, hey, I don't really like your perspective. I don't think this is gonna work. Wish you the best. Good luck. Within like a day, I would used to fight for that, because I would used to be like, oh my god, I can fix this. It must have been something I said. I'm so sorry, but and like it used to hurt. But what I'm saying now, guys, before I move on to the next part, is I'm just like, okay, I don't even respond back to them. I just fucking open it. My read receipts are on. Okay, I saw it, and I delete the number. On to the next, bro. Because what you're going to learn is like this rejection. I got caffeine here. This rejection, if they reject you, you got to start looking at things like this, guys. That is not the person that God or the universe or whatever you believe in wanted to have in your life. So it's like if I get rejected by a girl, if she's rejecting me based off of something I said, well, it's not what I said, it's how they interpreted it. And if they got offended based on something I said that might not have been offensive to somebody else, why would I want to continue talking to that person in the first place? Now, am I ever going to know why they unmatched me or blocked me or doesn't like me? No, I'm never going to know. And that used to beat me up. Like my ex-girlfriend, sweet girl, we're on very good terms now. We don't talk, but when we've seen each other at the gym, and we just talk like we're, still dating. We're not. But what I'm saying is I never got closure from that girl. I don't know why that girl broke up with me. I don't know why. Every time I see her, that loop plays in my head for a couple days and then it goes away. But I've never got closure, and I never will. So that loop, that uncertainty, that's never going to close. That used to bother me. Now, after a couple of days, I'm dating so many other girls and hooking up with girls at this point. I don't even care. I know I'm going to get another girlfriend at some point in time because I keep talking to girls. So that rejection's good for you in that sense, for anybody watching this, because you stop caring. You stop getting in your head. You start learning they're just not meant for you. But like in the business world, if you're still watching this point and you work for yourself or you want to, dude, you are going to get told no, or you're going to get ignored or told no I used to follow up with a dude for like a year straight that used to tell me, like, I never got told like fuck off or anything bad like that based on what I would see from like these other channels. Because if you're ever, pro tip, coming from a guy that works for himself, if you're ever going to own a business, when you pitch somebody for a service such as like digital marketing like I did, make sure every single time you follow up with them, don't be an annoying fucking idiot that's always like, hey, did you get my last email? When you send them something, you send them a new email, send them a new follow-up, but make sure you include something in it that's going to be beneficial for them. So if you run a digital marketing agency like I did, and you run ads, you help people make ads, every single thing you follow up with needs to include something in it that can help this person make more money. Okay? Thank me later when you start getting richer. Now, going back to that, I used to follow up with people, I used to follow up with clients for like 2 months, 3 months straight before they talked to me. And some of those, I even made a deal with some of them. So like in the business sense, when you get rejected, you still want to keep pushing. But in like the romantic sense, if somebody ignores you, the rules are different there. Don't ever talk to this person again. If they reject you, don't ever talk to that person again. But in the business sense, you're going to learn that when you get rejected, you can move on, sure. Okay, you can move on. But what if you get rejected and then 4 months later, you go back and pitch them again, and now all of a sudden they want to work with you? It could have been bad timing. So from a business perspective, again, it's like dating. You're going to get ignored so many times, or you're going to get ignored, told no, told me leave me alone, unsubscribe, because everybody's using auto emails now, blah, blah, blah. That's going to happen so much, and it's going to, remember, exposure therapy, if I didn't say that. When you keep getting told no, and you start, like, you get told no, you're like, fuck, that actually didn't hurt that bad. That I got told no, but okay, I was bummed about that for like an hour, but looking back, I was like, that's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that I got upset that I got told no. That's not really a big deal. Remember this, guys. Everything that you want to do, like if you see a girl you want to cold approach, there's been times where I've looked at businesses that I know I can make a fuck ton of money from them and I can help them, but I got scared for some reason or I didn't think it was the right time to pitch them because they already had an advertising team, and I never pitched them, even though I know guys in the communities I'm in that have done that and have gotten those clients because they didn't like the current team they were with. Where I'm going with that is you're going to start noticing that when your brain is going to make that scenario worse than it actually is. But when you actually film that video and send it, when you actually message that girl, when you actually go and talk to that girl or that guy, or whatever you want to do, a stranger you want to make friends with, if you're at a restaurant by yourself and you want to talk to somebody, if there's a person next to you at a different table that's by themselves, you could talk to them if you wanted to. But instead of talking to them, like, your brain's going to be like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. But when you do it, you're going to see, holy shit, I made a big deal out of nothing. That really wasn't that bad. And you come to find out, if it's like the guy next to you, the guy or the girl next to you at the table at the restaurant, that he or she's by themselves, now you guys are sitting together talking and hanging out. That's happened to me before. 30-year-old guy in a wheelchair. I go places by myself with my dog all the fucking time. So, I mean, technically, I guess I'm not by myself. I got my dog with me. But that's happened. That's what I'm saying. Like, rejection, it's such a beneficial thing for you because it teaches you that, one, if you get told no, it's not a big deal. And just because this person told you no doesn't mean the next person's going to tell you no. That's what I'm saying, is if you want anything in life, you're going to have to increase your output of whatever it is that you want to do. And when you increase your output, you're going to get told no a lot more. And when you get told no, you're going to start, you got two choices. You can either stop, and if you stop because you told no, now listen, like I said, depends on the context, but if it's like you cold approach a girl and she says no, you don't keep approaching her. You go and talk to a different girl. But if it's a business and you get told no, follow up with them in like a week or a month. Like I said, I used to do that shit. Why? Because winners get what they want. Winners don't stop. So, and a motivational Mitchell here. I'm doing this shit again because I'm fucking gassed up. But that's what I'm saying. It's like the rejection's good because if you want anything in life, you're going to start knowing, hey, that really wasn't that bad. Mitchell's right. Dude in the wheelchair is telling me all I got to do is just keep talking to people, and eventually I'm going to get a friend, get a girlfriend, I'm going to hook up with a girl, go on a date, I'm going to get more business, I'm going to make more money. All I got to do is keep talking to people. That's why rejection is good, man. So look, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And listen, I'm offering this right now. There might be a link in the description at the time of filming this or posting this, or might not be. I am offering one-on-one coaching for 8 weeks that I'm going to charge $2,000 for, but for the first 3 people. This is a beta offer. I am willing to work with for absolutely free. I'm only asking that at the end of these 8 weeks, if I help you accomplish as your coach, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish on this channel, it could be, for example, maybe you want to build more confidence. You want to learn how to cold approach more people. You want to develop better social skills. You want to, I guess, make more money in this point. You've had trauma with people and you want to learn how to get over that. So you want to learn how to talk to people. You want to work through that to start meeting more people. You see what I mean? This channel helps other people develop better social skills and confidence, and better self-esteem, so that way they can have more and more fulfilling relationships with people in general, whether that's business or personal. If you think I can help you and you want to work with me for 8 weeks, remember, first 3 people will work with me for free. You get my phone number, so you can text me and call me anytime you want. And then we also do on video 1 hour, once or twice a week. I'm still trying to determine that. Accountability calls to make sure that you're fucking doing whatever it is that you need my help doing. So if you think I can help you and you want to work with me for free, first 3 people, if there's a link down below, go and sign up. I've got 2 businesses and I'm working on both. So that's why I say it might be there, it might not. But if you want to continue improving your social skills for free, check out one of these 2 videos right here, guys. Hey, see you in the next one.